Okay. My hat's back there. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. After hours clinics open nights and weekends. You need a roof, you call Parish, and heaven knows after that torrential rain yesterday, our phones were buzzing. So if you need help, we'd love to help you out there as well. 364-1007, 364-1007, or parishbuilt.com. All right, y'all. How about it? Dramatics there in Chapel Hill in both games. LSU walks off Wofford 4-3. Monster Milam did the deed. Tigers were down 2-0 in the second. Gage jump really bear down. Milam with a solo homer in the seventh to get LSU on the board. UNC would hit a solo homer in the eighth. Then we'd see Braswell and Jones both hit solo homers to tie at the bottom of the eighth, and then Milam with the game winner. LSU put themselves in a really good position here with Jump getting you 7 1/3. Gavin Guidry needed just 6 pitches. Griffin Herring, 17 pitches in the ninth. Both would be available today if you need them. Look, you'd love to have had a better day offensively. The pitcher, Little for Wofford, pitched a great game and really kept LSU off balance. Thought there were some really impatient at-bats. As great as Tommy White is, he had just a really bad look in the eighth when Braswell homered. Then Tommy White got up and 3-0 count, swung at an off. He was green light, swung at an off speed pitch, popped it up on the infield. Whew. And then Jones homered. Let me see. I don't think we're done.
We're going.
We're doing a dad show, and the dad's gonna go work out. Dad's right around.
How's you going?
Where you want to go? You want to come say hi to Dad show? Come say hi to Dad show. Come say hi to Dad show. Come say hi to Dad show. Come see. Come say hi. Good job. Okay. There we go. All right. What do we say?
Hi, Dad show.
Yeah. What color are your pajamas today?
Red.
Red. Good job. Did you have the best day ever yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, short-lived visit, but thank you. Oh, he's looking for lawnmowers out the window is what he's looking for. I know that much. All right. So, wish we'd have seen a little more, maybe a little more patience from the LSU hitters on the day, but you credit the kid from Wofford. We all thought we were going to see forgot his name. Their Friday night guy. But he threw 190 pitches, pitched twice in 3 days, threw 100 pitches, and came back 2 days later and threw 90 pitches. So they wanted to give him an extra day, but then he was up in the bullpen warming up. Zach Cohen. He was up in the bullpen warming up. If they had the lead, he was going to come and try to close that game. So, anyway, Tigers get it done. Little went 5 innings for them. No runs on just 2 hits. Michaels gave him 2 innings. Milam homered off of him. And then they brought in Bouchard. And that was the freshman who was just a low 90s fastball thrower. And he was just serving up BP. And LSU crushed 3 of them off of him. So, Tigers win, but there was drama as well in the night game. If you didn't watch it, Long Island, you probably heard by now, but I was watching the game. Long Island came up with a massive rally to take. They were down to their last strike and doubled with a runner on second to tie the game in the ninth. And then they hit a 3-run bomb. All this with 2 outs. And Long Island was up 8-5 going into the bottom of the ninth. They were 3 outs away, up 8-5. And North Carolina put up a 6 spot, including a walk-off grand slam. So we were that close from seeing Long Island on in the marble game today. But wasn't meant to be. So it's the game we all expected. We were that close to seeing Long Island Wofford in the marble game today. It's the game we expected, LSU and North Carolina, but the path to get to LSU and North Carolina was certainly unconventional for both the Tigers and the Tar Heels. So LSU, North Carolina, 4:00 Central Time today. We're looking forward to it. See if the Tigers can go get it done. Luke Coleman will be on the bump. He'll be opposite Shea Sprague, a lefty from North Carolina, an Elon transfer. Watch some of his highlights on Twitter. If you go look at Twitter, you can see some of Shea Sprague's highlights from Elon. Not an overpowering guy, but he's a lefty and he's a good pitcher. So see what the Tiger Bats can do against him today. And hopefully Luke Coleman is awesome and get you to 2-0 in this regional. And from that point on, you just got to win one more and you advance the next weekend. And by the way, I don't know if you saw it, but same with Arizona last night. Arizona got beat by Grand Canyon. And West Virginia beat Dallas Baptist. By the way, I told you about West Virginia. But so Grand Canyon had a really nice offensive day against Arizona. And so upset there. So the host, the 1 seed, the number 13 national seed, loses their opener to Grand Canyon in a 1-4 matchup. And meaning if LSU wins this regional and somebody else, if Arizona loses once more, they're done, means LSU would host the Super. So things are shaping up nicely for the Tigers. So, okay, y'all. Smash that like button, subscribe over to the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Scone page, share the post. Appreciate y'all so much for being there as always. Kyrie, what's good, man? During the 7th of the SEC championship game, commentators mentioned a pitcher who's infamous for throwing 150 pitches. Said he looks for something red to make it. I did. I don't know who that was, but I do remember them saying that. Landon, good morning from Shintech. Okay, close to playing Long Island. I know, man. Michael Gallman, Kyrie, is Chapel Hills feel small. I think the power alley is 355. Let me see. I saw that. Hang on. 335 to left. The alleys, so right center's 355, left center's 370. So the power alleys at the box are 385. And straightaway center's 400 feet. At the box, it's 405. Down the lines at the box is 330. Here it's 335 and 340. So a little longer down the lines, a little shorter in center. The power alley's much shorter. So, yes. Jacob Thompson, Wendell Norman, good morning, y'all. Rex, Merrick, Randall, how many runs does LSU need to win today? I'd say at least 8. Well, with Luke Coleman pitching, I would hope not, Randall. It was a 4-3 game yesterday with Jump going. I don't know that I would expect a high scoring game. Let's see. I'm looking at DraftKings right now. They got North Carolina minus 135, LSU plus 105. So they do have UNC as the favorite in this ball game. They don't have a total posted yet either. So if they do, we'll share it. Austin, good morning. Forget the pool jump. If LSU wins the national championship, color your hair purple with tiger stripes. You mean just paint my head purple? Damon, Robert, good morning. Bubba, LIU tried to keep UNC from the winners bracket. There you go, Joe. That's an old school right there with the Frogs. Juan, good morning. Louisiana went 1-4 in the tournament. Only LSU won. I thought there were 6 Louisiana teams. Were there 5? I thought there were 6. Mark, good morning. Watched Arizona, Grand Canyon last night. Joey, Kirk, good morning. Vaughn, morning, Matt. How about the Tigers? They're phenomenal, amazing. Mackenzie Irwin, morning, Matt. After watching LSU and UNC play, do you feel any more or less confident in today's game? No. It's hard to win in regionals. And, I got a question yesterday on Mackenzie. I feel like when you have Luke Coleman pitching, you feel really good about it. And again, for North Carolina, they're gonna throw Shea Sprague, who's a lefty, the Elon transfer. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll give you his line for the season. His backpack keeps beeping. He just won't sit still. Oh, that's why. Here he comes. Drew, come see. Drew, come see Daddy. What are you doing in there? I just think keep beeping. You're a hot mess this morning. No, baby, you're not done. You just keep moving around too much, and so it's you're only at 117. You're only halfway done, baby. Later. Take it off later. I got a prime it for you. You got too much air in your line now.
On Sunday.
Someday, Daddy Drew go to the mall. What do you think about that? Okay, off you go. We'll see you later. You want to sit with Daddy? Or you want to watch your iPad?
Yes.
You want to sit with Daddy?
No.
I'm going to watch the iPad. Okay. So, anyway, yeah, so North Carolina, sorry. So, Shea Sprague on the season, a 4.02 ERA. Holman's ERA is sub-3. Sprague has thrown 65 innings, so made 12 starts, so not someone that really has given them a lot of length over the course of 14 appearances and 12 starts. I mean, you're looking at roughly 5 innings per outing, 55 strikeouts and 14 walks and 65 innings pitched. So you're not talking about overpowering stuff, just 55 strikeouts and 65 innings pitched. So, I mean, it is a pretty decided advantage for Luke Holman against Shea Sprague in this ballgame today. Like, LSU has the better pitcher. Now, North Carolina's favored. They're at home and all that sort of stuff. And their offense has been a little more consistent throughout the year. But, I mean, y'all, I don't know what to tell you, man. I told you I had some baseball scout buddies tell me that they said North Carolina kind of comps to Ole Miss. And they won a lot of games in an ACC, which wasn't a great league top to bottom this year. And, I mean, Long Island had them on the ropes yesterday. Had them down 8-5. Now they exploded for 6 in the ninth, and you credit them for that, but had them down. But Long Island had them down 8-5 going to there. Long Island was up 3 with needing 3 outs and blew it. So, yeah, LSU could certainly win this game today. This is not like, Tennessee 2 years ago or Wake Forest last year. This is a good baseball team. It's a team that could certainly beat you. They're favored to beat you, and they're at home. But, yeah, this is a game LSU can win. Arizona elimination game against DBU. Don't close the box just yet. Kirk, when you got the Super Bowl trophy? Kirk, I think that was maybe back in February. It was at a charity event. It's a replica of the Saints Super Bowl 44 trophy, and it's autographed by Drew Brees. Kenneth Polk, good morning. Heck of a day for baseball. Douglas Duhan, you'll get Stephen Milam that Parrish NIL deal yet. So we had Milam on AFR yesterday. Terrio texted him. Terrio and Milam talk often. They talk often. After Dad's show, Dad's going to go work out. Then Daddy will come home, and Daddy and Drew go right around. This way. So Terrio and Milam talk often. Ryan's been I think a big help for Steven in transition into college ball. So they talk a lot of baseball. So yes, I think I'd be happy to do a Parrish deal with Stephen Milam. Probably can get that done. Kelly Gross, Aaron Hornsby, Jacob, good morning. If we host Supers, can the band come and play the fight song? I don't believe so. I don't know. I don't think I've seen bands at baseball games. Vaughn, Abner, good morning. My wife fell on her back, so we're going to Brock and Hammond this morning. Well, Abner, I'm very sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that your wife fell. That stinks. But I'm sure they'll take great care of you. And thank you for choosing Brock. I know Brock over in Hammond is we had great docks over there, and it's a great facility, man. So thank you for choosing that. I hope all goes well with your wife. Hope it's nothing serious. Melody, good morning. All right, here's the Drew shout outs, at least the first round of them. Cortland, cannot believe LIU blew 2 late inning leads. I know. Dustin, Ryan, let's make it a good one this evening. Rex, good morning. Let's see. Kirk, you have everyone available in the pen. Couldn't have set up any better. Yeah, I mean, the only arm not available for you today, obviously, is Gage Jump. But you could go Holman, Ackenhouse, and if you Jay likes to go righty lefty from time to time. So if you go Holman, Ackenhausen, Dutton, Lohr, Herring, Gidger, you got them all. You got everybody available. Now, best case, I would say, is Holman goes and gives you 8 innings, and you're up 6-2, and Herring pitches the 9th. I think that's the best case. Ripping the Mick Foley pajamas, because it does kind of look like it, the red and the black. These kids need to stop growing. Drew's getting big, man. Drew's gonna be 10 in July, y'all. Kirk, Peter, morning everyone. Got my pair chat yesterday from Scott. Awesome, Peter. Glad to have that. Hear that rocket with pride. So here's my hope, y'all. And by the way, yeah, if you call Parrish and we come out for an inspection or whatever the case, of course we'll bring hats. So, but here's my hope: is LSU wins today and wins tomorrow, sweeps this regional. Arizona loses again, then they turn the lights back on at the box next week for super regionals, and we're having a Parrish hat party around either the Friday or the Saturday game, assuming they play Friday, Saturday. All right, Craig, Drew, the MVP. I will say I do miss randomly opening Morning Scone to different face filters from Drew, fooling with the phone while recording. That's definitely an OG take there, Craig. So, yeah, when we used to be Facebook only here on Morning Scone, this is a while back. I mean, like, this is 5 years ago. We did the show just on my phone. I'd fire up a Facebook Live. I had a tripod. Well, I was looking at the back of my phone, because if I'd set it up to where I was looking at the screen, all the images flipped. Everything was backwards on Facebook. They didn't flip the image for you. So I basically had the phone set up to where the screen was out and I was looking at the back of my screen. And then I would pull up my laptop and I would pull up the feed. And so that's how I would read comments and everything. Well, Drew would come into the office and he would start tapping the screen, and I would never know it, but like, he's putting filters on my face. He was just tapping buttons, but I'd end up with filters on my face and have no idea. So the OG Morning Sconers come a long way. Brant, I wish LIU would won. Me too, man. They just kind of choked it away, man. The bases loaded walk, if you weren't watching it, the bases loaded walk preceded the grand slam, but Drew, it's third time. What's going on with this backpack this morning? Come see. Let me see. Thank you. Let me see. Why is your arm stuck in your backpack? We're not taking it off, baby. It's not time off. It keeps jamming up.
On Sunday.
On Sunday, we can go to church, and then Daddy and Drew will go to the mall.
Hey?
Okay. Okay. Try it again. You want to say hi to Dad Show again? You want to sit on my lap? Say hi to Dad Show again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's say hi to everybody.
Not for that show.
Hey.
Go.
Hey. Who did we watch play baseball yesterday?
LSU Tigers.
LSU Tigers. Who won? Who won the baseball game?
LSU Tigers.
What do we say when the Tigers are playing?
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Good job. All right, crazy. I'll see you in probably 5 more minutes when the thing beeps again. Okay. Crazy. All right. Smash the like button if you would. Subscribe up to the channel. So a shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. You need an orthopedist, you know what to do. You call Brock. You need a roof. Call Parrish 364-1007 or parishbuilt.com. Parishbuilt.com. Got all the info down here at the bottom. All right, let's see. Where are we? Aaron. Leon Milam is becoming an LSU legend. I was on a conference call. Thought I was muted when he hit the shot, yelled and jumped out of the seat. They knew I was watching and just laughed. Well, even if you weren't muted, if you had your screen showing, oh, you're on a conference call. I was thinking Zoom. Yeah. No, for sure, man. They'd have seen you jump up. Irfan Gamogan, John Bonin. Matt, curious to know if the Bingham project is over. If Kling is in center field, the hit near the gap looks like a routine play. So that was a tough catch. And remember, that's in right center where the power alley is 355. So at the box, that is a routine catch even for Bingham. But Bingham made the play and he crashed into the wall and he dropped it. And quite honestly, if he holds on to that ball, that led off the inning with the double. And then they went sack, bunt, sack, fly to get the run home. And then they went single, stolen base, single. So, I mean, if you make that play, I mean, there's a real chance you get out of that inning without allowing a run. But good on Jump to keep throwing up zeros after that until the eighth. Y'all know how I feel about Kling defensively. I would if you want a right-handed bat in the lineup, it would be Kling. I can understand Jay going with Bingham as a veteran guy who's been in the postseason and been around college baseball a lot. At this point, and I know UNC is throwing a lefty. I just think Jake Brown probably gives you a little bit more offensively than Bingham does. But here's the problem. So Brown's hitting 276. Bingham 251. So Jake Brown about 20 points higher. But Jake Brown's on base percentage is 396. Bingham's 372. So Brown has been better. The thing that I've told y'all all year is Paxton Kling. I know he's hitting 221, but his on base percentage is 413. Like, gets on base, and he's your best defensive center fielder. I know nobody wants to hear it, and I get it. I mean, Jay's playing it. Jay is, when he needs a right-handed bat, he's going with Bingham. He wants a left-handed bat, he's going with Jake Brown. I mean, that's just what he's doing. But defensively, yeah. I mean, I would want Kling out there, of course. Trivia, good morning. Leon, Irfan, how about Arizona losing the Grand Canyon? Talked about it as we started. And yes, UNC is beatable with Holman on the mound. I don't think there's any doubt. Chosen Kingston. More, Matt. Birthday was yesterday. Went to Doe's for the best steak I ever had. Hey, man, Doe's is a great place, man. But if you want the best steak you ever had, you got to go to Supper Club. I'm not just saying that because I endorse them. Doe's is great. Doe's is a great spot. Great old fashioned at Doe's as well. I really like Doe's a lot. Supper Club, just a next level kind of beef if you're looking for that. Shane, happy birthday, by the way. Chosen Kingston, belated happy birthday, man. Hope it was a great one. Yeah, actually, yesterday was my buddy Dr. Ski Batansky. It was his birthday yesterday, May 31. So, dude runs a triathlon on his birthday every year, competes in a triathlon every year on his birthday. So, crazy. Shane, good morning. LSU and UFC 302. Hey, yeah, y'all remember we will be at the Sportsbook at L'Auberge for UFC 302 tonight. So if you are interested, come on out. Now, we did our VIP giveaway, so we've chosen our winners and all that stuff, but it's totally open to the public. So if you want to come out and watch the fights will be on at the Sportsbook at L'Auberge. We'll be there starting at 7 o'clock for the ESPN prelims. But if you just want to come for the main card, come on. It'll be a good time. Bill, Wofford played great defense yesterday. LSU had no runners, passed first, save for the home runs and a balk. LSU also didn't have a lot of competitive at-bats. Lou, Long Island coach is horrible. How can you be that bad managing a closing bullpen with 2 outs, a 3-run lead? I don't know what you would have wanted him to do. They're like the sequence at the end of that game. I mean, North Carolina got a couple of jam shot balls. Like there was a dribbler toward third, like in the gap, and the third baseman just made a terrible angle. Instead of charging the ball, he took a backward angle and made an off-balance throw. There was another one to the right side that was just a cue ball shot in a shallow right. I thought the walk on the bases loaded walk, I think the 3-1 pitch that they called ball 4, I thought was a strike. I mean, it's Long Island, brother. It ain't like they got, dudes throwing 97 coming out of the pen. I mean, you got to play defense behind your pitcher. You got to throw strikes and play defense. I don't know what the coach could have done differently to manage that. I mean, he didn't have Aroldis Chapman sitting in the bullpen. Didn't have Griffin Herring in a bullpen ready to come out. Corey, what's up? James Charles, ESPN was showing LSU's 2000 CWS. Yep. So add me thinking about Pontiff. What happened to the Pontiff Classic? So they stopped operating the Pontiff Classic, and the Pontiff Classic was the one big fundraiser for the foundation. I'm not sure. They might have closed down the foundation. I'm not positive. Please don't quote me on that. But that might be why they don't. I think they might have stopped putting on the event. I don't know if the foundation still exists. But the other thing, too, remember, is they used to have it at Zephyr Field. What's going on with that backpack this morning? They used to have it at Zephyr Field, and Zephyr Field's obviously now been converted to a rugby stadium for Vanola Gold. So, or the Shrine on Airline, as it is now. Okay, baby, come here. I do not know what's happening with this morning. Like, what are we doing this morning?
You're going.
Like, are you just laying down with this? It keeps getting air in the line. Well, after your backpack and after Dad's show, Daddy's going to go work out, and then Daddy will come home, and Daddy and Drew can go right around. Okay. Okay. See you again in about 5 minutes. Okay. I don't know why that thing is jamming up like that. It's probably because he's laying down. So the pump has to be upright so that the formula flows through it. If you lay down, the formula in the bag won't go through the pump, so it's just pulling air. So I think he's probably laying down in there, which. Okay. Hang on. I'm sorry, y'all. One second. I'll be right back. Okay. Smash the like button if you would. Subscribe up to the channel on YouTube, Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. We appreciate y'all for being there. Random question. This might be a little gross, so I apologize. But has anybody ever gotten like a sty on their eyelid? Like my right eye, like it's sensitive to the touch. I flipped on the inlet, and I could tell like there's a bump on the inside of my eyelid, which looks like a zit. I'm guessing it's a sty. I don't even know what that is. Like I took a picture of it, sent it to my doctor. I'm like, should I do something about this? But it hurts. Anybody ever had that before? What do I do? I don't know. All right. Pizzolatto, if lower seed wins the Arizona regional, we win our regional, we would host. Yes. So I confirmed that on Monday. LSU did put in their regional bid, and nobody is going to outbid LSU for a regional. So yes, if LSU wins the Chapel Hill regional and Arizona loses again, then LSU would host the super regional. Yes. Corey, Brant, James, Neil, soft tossing, lefties always give us trouble. Hope we show patience at the plate. Neil, I don't know that I would say definitively soft tossing lefties always give us trouble. LSU's hit lefties just fine this year. I think what you're alluding to sometimes, just you don't see it often, right? Like whenever you play in the SEC, you're going to see a lot of hard throwing, pitchers with better stuff. So when you see the quote unquote junk ballers, sometimes you have to be a little more patient. But I think that's just a big part of it. The thing about Sprague, who you're going to see today, is he just doesn't walk a lot of hitters. So he's going to throw the ball over the plate. But he doesn't strike out a lot of batters either. So he's a strike thrower from the left side. So you just, when you get a pitch, you got to drive it and you got to hit it where they ain't. I know I'm oversimplifying it, but he doesn't walk a lot of guys and he doesn't strike out a lot of guys. So you're going to have chances to put the ball in play. So don't miss. Rocky, morning. How about the Tigers? Do we derive anything out of all the walk-offs happening? Not really. Just a fun happenstance. I saw a stat today. Is the first time that in this format since '99, the super regional format, that there have been 2 walk-off homers in the same regional on the same day. So it's the first time that's happened, which is pretty crazy in 25 years, you know. Bubba Smith, John Hendricks, morning. LSU game today. Going to watch Diamond win the belt. I'm hopeful, man. John, come out to Le Bears tonight, man, if you want to come watch the fights with us. But I'm hopeful, man, for Poirier. He's a big underdog tonight against Makhachev. And I told y'all, anytime I see them dudes with beards with no mustache, I'm like, oh, that's a bad dude. All them dudes are just, they're awesome. And Makhachev's a great fighter, but, man, I'm hopeful for Poirier tonight for sure. Aaron, good morning. Gary, morning. Let's hope the bats wake up a little sooner today. Yep. Perfect scenario for the Supers. Yep. Brant, surely Wofford's pitching wasn't anything special compared to SEC pitching. Did the boys just not see the ball as well as they did last week? So, you know, Brant, I think the thing Little did well yesterday was he did a good job of keeping LSU off balance, man. You know, it was a great example of how to pitch. He only had 3 strikeouts in the game. The starter who went 5 innings. He only I know it's cliche, but there's a big difference between throwers and pitchers. And throwers have great stuff and big arms, and you can overpower hitters, especially at this level. If pitchers mix speeds and you change eye level and use different sides of the plate, and you keep a hitter guessing, and so you induce weak contact. And when you have a plan against each hitter and you execute it well and you hit your spots, you could do that, man. And, you know, I thought Little did a good job of that yesterday. Just really kept LSU off balance. But whenever they brought in Bouchard, the guy who gave up the 3 homers, the Braswell, Jones, and then Milam's walk-off, when they said he is a fastball thrower, man, I knew it was going to be that kind of way, because you had a guy that was a fastball thrower that was throwing low 90s. If you're going to be a fastball thrower, you have to be able to throw 97, 98 by a hitter. You know, you got to speed him up and then slow him down. But even, you know, we interviewed Milam yesterday on AFR, and he said all that dude threw me was fastballs. He knew the scouting report. So he was just hunting fastballs. He said in that 9-pitch at bat, all he got were fastballs. And he was trying to go the other way with it. They finally came in on him, and he pulled it over the fence. Did UNC pitch their ace yesterday? So, Stevie, they have kind of a similar situation to LSU in that they have co-aces. So, the pitcher they threw yesterday, DeCaro, I believe is his name, is their freshman righty, and then Shea Sprague is their veteran transfer lefty. But they have 2 starters. It's those 2 guys who have been their primary starters throughout the year, and they're very comparable statistically as well. So Jason DeCaro has a 3.9, who threw yesterday, 3.96 ERA, 77 innings pitched, 65 strikeouts, 38 walks. Shea Sprague, 4.02 ERA, 65 innings pitched, 55 strikeouts, 14 walks. So very comparable. The guy you're going to face today is a lefty, whereas DeCaro, who threw yesterday, is a righty. Again, Sprague's a little more veteran, but he's a transfer from Elon. But again, this is his first year of major college baseball. So, I mean, you have a pretty notable advantage on the mound today with Holman, just by comparison, right? Holman's got a 2.54 ERA. He's got 116 strikeouts and 85 innings pitched. Remember, I told you, Sprague has 55 strikeouts and 65 innings pitched. So you have a pretty decided, healthy advantage on the mound today. But Carolina's offense has been a little more consistent, a little more potent than LSU's. But at best, we've seen LSU be really good. Ryan, home plate ump that almost threw out Jared Jones for pimping his home run and firing up the dugout. These umps need to grow up here. I don't know if he almost threw him out, but I guess he did give him a warning. This is crazy. We've never had this kind of problem with this backpack. What's going on? Let me see.
Wait.
I know this is crazy, huh? Let me see. Let's see if you're close to being done.
No.
You're almost done. You're almost done, I promise. If this does this one more time, we'll be done. Almost. Not yet. All right. Almost done. Not yet. Almost. Like usually that might happen like once in a feed where like, oh, get some air in the line, we got to prime it. And then like 5 times in a feed, like that never happens. Dave Endur, serious question. Milam is in Fuego. Do you move him to the 4-hole? No, you do not at all. You stay with because a lot of times, Dave, pitchers are going to approach hitters differently based on where they are in the lineup. That's why, like, I would much rather see, like, Braswell at points this year where he was struggling near the top of the lineup, got going when he was at the bottom of the lineup. I like Alex Milazzo in the 9-hole. Ashton Larson, you can hide him in the 8-hole. When Jay had him as the cleanup hitter, there's just that much more emphasis on his spot in the lineup. That's why a lot of times the 2-hole gets a bunch of strikes because pitchers are going to try to attack the 2-hole hitter because you know you got 3-4 stacked behind him and you try to pitch around those guys. So no, I think you do not move Milam up. I think you leave him right where he is. You do not touch your lineup at this point. Roll with what got you there. The only thing, if you want to change, I know Jay's does this, is the lefty righty thing in center with what he's doing right now with Bingham and Brown. If they're throwing a lefty today, if you want Bingham out there as a right-handed bat, fine. If you want to give Jake Brown an opportunity, it'd be lefty, okay. But no, you do not move Milam up in the lineup. Leave him where he is. What's the reason behind allowing baseball fields? What's the reason behind allowing baseball playing fields to not be built to standard dimensions? That's as long as baseball has existed. That's been the case, almost similar to a golf course. Every golf course is different, so they play differently. I think there should be standard dimensions in the outfield. Like you have standard dimensions of your distance between the bases. You have standard dimensions of the pitching rubber to home plate, 60 feet, 6 inches, the size of the base, the size of the plate, like all of that is the same. The ball has to be the same. The bats have to be the same. There are standards across baseball, yet every park is different when it comes to the outfield wall dimensions. And I think that's stupid, personally. So whatever. Murder Giraffe, Tony Janusa. Morning from New Braunfels. Milam playing like Altuve with his postseason heroics. Cortland, La Tech game was suspended. Oh, that's why. They only had 5, not 6. Jordan, where can I get one of those hats? If you're in Baton Rouge, come by the parish office. We'll give you one. Or wait for next week when we have our parish hat party for a home super regional. And come join us. We're likely going to be at Pluckers to watch one of the games, either Friday or Saturday, or either game 1 or game 2, depending on game times, provided LSU advances to next week. And if not, then we got to figure out what we're going to do for a hat party. Armani, are we as good as we think batting since you said we didn't face any aces in the SEC tournament? No, it's a fair question. Like that was the point I was making is, yes, LSU's offense exploded in the SEC tournament, but it was all bullpen days that you faced. So, like, you didn't face anybody's 1 or 2 guy in the rotation. So, were those numbers a bit inflated? Probably. I think over the course of a 56-game regular season, you are what your average says you are. That's why you have an average. You've played a certain number of non-conference games. Everyone plays 30 conference games. You have your midweek games, and you average out to what you are. What I think you would hope at this point that's different is you've got, by this point in the season, you've established your lineup. So whereas throughout the year, Jay tinkered a bunch trying to find the right mix and match combination, now you've got your guys in a consistent order. That's why they asked the question about, should you move Milam up in the lineup? I'm like, no, do not move Milam up in the lineup. Okay, we're done. Backpack's done. Good job. Yep. I don't think you're done, but you're going to be done.
Oh.
Off. This thing is driving me crazy. That's like 7 times the thing. Okay. Good job. All right. There we go. Michael Cook, Gorilla, Leslie Martin, Rocky. I think had Jump not been the pitcher yesterday, that game gets nasty. I underestimated the pit bulls. I mean, Rocky, hey, let me put it this way. For everybody who said pitch off against Wofford, and I sat there and I told you Wofford has a number 1. They hit 340 as a team. They won their league tournament. Your only way through this is to start 2-0. Don't mess around. You throw Jump Holman. Oh, you should be able. It was all the you should be able to beat Wofford. Blah blah. You're LSU, but no, it's an arrogant, foolish way to approach a regional. Look, did you see what happened to Arkansas yesterday? Now they ended up winning because they exploded in the 8th inning. But Arkansas was in a 10-9 ball game. They pitched off. They threw Mason Molina and held Hagen Smith, and they were in a 10-9 ball game in the 7th or the 8th. Arizona lost. East Carolina lost. Look at the 1 seeds. I mean, North Carolina almost lost, and they threw DeCaro. So you don't mess around, man. Like, if you're like in certain situations, like A&M playing Grambling, yes, you can pitch off. Absolutely. You should be able to pitch off and still win. You're at home. You're a national seed. You're playing one of the weaker conference champions in the field. Yes, you should be able to pitch off and win. They did. Good for them. That was my point last year with Skeens. But in this instance, like yesterday showed you why you don't pitch off when you're in a 2-3 matchup. Because you're playing a good team that's capable of beating you if you're not playing your best. Do you think we see Bingham in center field again with a left-handed pitcher on the mound? I mean, honestly, yeah, because he's a right-handed bat. And what Jay has kind of been doing of late, and I'm just going based on what Jay has shown you. When it's a lefty, he's got Bingham in, who's the righty. When it's a righty, he's got Jake Brown in. Now, yesterday they went with Bingham, probably just to have the veteran guy in there who's played in 250 college baseball games or whatever it is, in a regional opener, who's got that postseason experience. Bill Caffey. Okay, yeah. I am a little far behind. I am like 30 minutes behind on comments. Okay, let me do this. I'm just going to go to the bottom and work my way up so that way I catch up, because I'm sure a lot of those people might already be gone. DG Trauma Gaming, morning from the Airbnb 1 block from UNC's campus. Went hard last night. Would like to see UNC lose. I bought an elimination game ticket for $7 after Jump gave up the solo homer. Would have made me about 90. Yes, the idiotic kill at Minute Maid. Yes, I do. With a flagpole in fair territory. I mean, there was a time in the 70s when at Yankee Stadium, Monument Park was in the field of play. Cortland, hitting is hitting. You win 40 games, score over 10 runs a game. I don't care what conference you're playing. I disagree with that, Cortland. I mean, to a degree, sure. But, I mean, Wofford hit 340 and they scored 3 runs yesterday. It matters if you're facing dudes like Gage Jump who are bringing 96 from the left side, and they don't ever see that. And that's why Gage Jump struck out 9 and allowed, was it 3 runs on 6 hits? I mean, that's a far cry from Wofford's averages. Doug Ashton, good morning. Dave, every time Jump goes out there, he's adding zeros in his check in the draft. That's true. Make defense great again. Morning, Matt. I hope Holman shoves. The bats are hot today. Me too. Stephen Foyle, good morning from Pittsburgh. Jake Matern. I need this one. We got this one. We got this one. We got 2 logos, right? We got the Shield logo and we got the horizontal logo. This is meant to look like the interstate sign. This is meant to look like street signs. So we got these 2 logos on a variety of different hat designs. So Terrio went and bought like 10 different hat designs. There's like green and white and black, and that one with the fluorescent green netting. And he bought some camo hats and some browns and just a lot of different hats. And so we're going to see which ones people like the most and then order a ton of those, I guess, is what we'll do. The different outfield makes each field's team unique. I get that. I just think it's stupid. Like, I don't need every field to be unique. I need consistency among dimensions, so that way, if you're a statistically based sport like baseball is, the dimensions matter. For example, if you're a left-handed batter at Yankee Stadium, your home run numbers are probably artificially inflated. So I don't think if you're a left-handed batter playing in Yankee Stadium and you have a monster year, I don't know that would translate to San Diego, which has a bigger park, right? And it's notoriously more difficult to hit at Petco. So same with Colorado. We saw that forever. You saw these artificially inflated ERAs for pitchers for the Rockies because the ball flies because of the thin air. So yes, that stuff matters. It absolutely matters. And I don't need different dimensions in parks. But I'm not going to change that, so I don't yell about it. I'm just talking about it because somebody asked. Ryan Thibodeau, Providence. What you doing up in Providence, Ryan? Hope all is well, man. Bubba, I get the different dimensions and fields. Can we agree we don't need 90-degree angles in the middle of the outfield? Yeah, I do agree with that. Edwin, infected eyelash, pull it out. You'll know if it's the right one. Your eye will water like crazy, but it'll feel better. Okay. Trey, we need Tommy to get hot. The good news is other guys are picking him up for sure. West Virginia kind of looked at LSU through the window right now. They ready? By the way, your boy picked West Virginia in that game. My prediction before the regional started was that LSU would win the North Carolina regional, West Virginia would win the Arizona regional, LSU would host West Virginia next week. I'm on the record. And by the way, I don't know if y'all remember, but Jimmy Ott and I on Thursday, we got this on the record bet because Musso, Mincy, and Ott all picked Nebraska to beat Florida. I was the only one who's like, y'all are crazy. Florida played the number one strength of schedule in the country. And they have seen, like, Nebraska has seen nothing like the talent Florida's bringing into that game. Florida's going to win that game. Of course they did. I think it was 5-2. But anyway, and so Jimmy bet me dinner at Ruffino's, or he said just dinner. I was like, all right, we'll do Ruffino. He said Ruffino. So I was like, perfect. So I texted him last night. I said, when you buying me dinner? And then I got all this. He's like, whenever you're ready. But then I got all this Let's see. I'll show. Then he said, expletive hit a screamer with the bases juiced and 2 outs in the 8th, but who's bitter? Bleeping Gators. I'm like, okay, you want to go through every at-bat of the game to see what scoring opportunities Florida lost? Whatever. Anyway, that's fine. All I know is Scone on our college bets that we've done, college baseball bets throughout this season. You know, we went into it with Muse and Mincy, right? The baseball guys. Both of them are at or below 500. I think going into this weekend, Musso was 1 game over 500. Mincy was like 2 or 3 games under 500. Coming out of this weekend's picks, I'm 29-1, 11 games over 500. Chumps, take that. How about that? And Ott owes me dinner. It's been a lucrative college baseball season for your boy. I'm sick of tired of LSU getting warned for what seems like pretty standard home run celebrations. Yeah, the one yesterday was bogus, for sure. I don't remember another celebration warning, Cortland. But I tell you, my thought was when I saw that, it's probably the same thought a lot of you had. My thought was, oh no, are they going to take this run off the board the way they did in the SEC tournament, or when LSU had tagged the runner out at home and then they gave them the run and put LSU back on the field. That's what immediately went in my mind. Like, how are we going to get screwed out of this by some technicality? Biggie, don't know how you predicted that. What, West Virginia? Arizona lost to Grand Canyon, have to play DBU. It's happening. Host a super regional. Oh, got it. Gary, and I'll tell you how I knew. So I had before when the brackets were set, I was talking to. I'm telling you, if you happen to know any baseball scouts, they're the best resource for information, because all they do is watch baseball all the time. They watch every team. They're looking for talent. So they see everybody. They're at different baseball fields every day. They talk to coaches about their players. Like, they know a ton. So I had a buddy tell me, look out for West Virginia because that's a team that had some injuries early in the season. And so they started slow. They're healthy now and they're playing great. Like, don't be surprised if West Virginia wins that regional. So that's why I picked West Virginia to win that regional. And I also believe Arizona's hosting because the committee wanted, we're trying not to regionalize the sport and have just a whole bunch of SEC and ACC teams hosting. That's why you have regionals out west. That's why you have Midwest regionals. Like, I mean, the fact that Mississippi State is a 17-win SEC team and a top 30 RPI isn't a regional host is comical. It's stupid. So, but yeah, you got to have one out west, got a couple out west, Midwest, all that sort of stuff. Whatever. All right. Okay. Eye drops called a sty in red letters. Any drugstore will sue that, heal it up. My wife's a nurse. That's what recommends here. Okay. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that very much. I'll go to Walgreens and snag some. Okay. Eye drops called a sty in red letters. Okay. If you're just joining, wondering, I guess what's a sty on the inside of my eyelid. I don't know. I was feeling it was just like it hurt to the touch. I'm like, what? So I flip my eyelid and it's red instead of like pink like this side. It's red, and you could tell there's a bump under there. So okay, y'all saying warm rag baking soda, hot compress. Okay. Over-the-counter sty medication. Okay, I'm going to check it out. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Okay, thank you. Don't squeeze. That's good to know because I was thinking should I try to pop it. Thank you. So I know that's gross. I know nobody needs it while they drink their coffee and eat their breakfast. Never mind, it's 11 o'clock. Who's eating breakfast at 11 o'clock? So, you're saying ice pack and a washcloth. Everyone's saying hot compress. Okay. By the way, I keep sipping my coffee. I got to give a shout out to my guy, Darren James. I've talked about Darren forever. He's a realtor, and a lot of people say to me, Matt, you work so much. You're always on doing shows and streams and this and that. Darren James, I say this often, Darren James makes me look lazy. That's how much that dude works. I talked to him this morning at 9 a.m., and he was already off. He has 3 listing appointments this morning. He was already driving from one already at 9 a.m. on a Saturday while we're like just having our coffee. Anyway, the Wall Street Journal real trends list came out again. That's like the list of the top realtors. Darren James, number 1 in the state of Louisiana in transactions. By the way, I mean, I'll show you. I don't know if y'all can see this. If it comes up, you'll see it. Darren James, number 1 in the state, real trends, number 1 in the state. And number 14 in the country. Come on. Number 14 in the country. Well, come on. I don't know if y'all can see it. Anyway, number 1 in the state, number 14 in America in the number of transactions for the last year. Incredible. Dude's the best. He's just the best. If you need a realtor, call Darren. He's the best. Like I don't even have to say anything more. Number 1 in the state, number 14 in the country. Unbelievable. Now there's realtors like in LA and New York that are selling like $50 million properties that are doing more dollar volume. But as far as the number of transactions, like nobody in the state does more than Darren. He's number 14 in the country. It's incredible. Anyway, shout out to Darren. Okay. Smash the like button if you would. Subscribe up to the channel. Chance, good question. So you're talking about the postseason roster, the regional roster. We know Christian Little's not on it. I'll ask, and I know I keep saying that people have asked, and I haven't asked who's off. Like, I mean, I know Zeb Ruddle's not there. I mean, there's some that are pretty obvious that really just didn't play this year that aren't going to be on the postseason roster. But of the guys who might have contributed, I'll see if I can find out. Please, Nightcap. Yeah, here you go. Stacy's asking for a nightcap tonight. So I will not be doing a nightcap because and tonight the game is at 4. But the problem is not problem. It's gonna be awesome. We have our event at L'Auberge for the UFC VIP watch party. So again, that's open to the public. So anybody who's looking to watch UFC 302 Dustin Poirier against Islam Makhachev tonight, it's totally open to the public. I mean, it's a public venue. They're going to be showing the fights. There's no cover charge to get in. But if you want to come watch the fights, come hang out. We picked our 8 VIP winners. And then I'll be there, and a bunch of our friends. I think Gordy's coming by. Alondra Villarreal from OTB and Eagle 98.1 will be there. Mockler's going to have some people there. There'll be great drink specials and all kind of stuff. So if you want to come watch UFC 302, come hang out with us tonight at the Sportsbook at L'Auberge. Again, totally free to get in. We've picked our 8 VIP winners, but anybody can come. The VIP winners get a wristband, which gets some like food and drinks and reserved table seating and all that stuff. But anyway, to the point, I'm not going to be doing nightcap because like the game's probably going to end as I'm at L'Auberge. So, yeah, look, we also got run ruled on a lot of bullpen days. That's true. Like, that's why the point was you don't pitch off. It's what it kept saying. Like you were in a 2-3 matchup against a good offensive team. There were some people saying you pitch off. Like who do you throw? You don't pitch off. And then we were having the conversation yesterday on AFR about if Long Island won, do you pitch off today and save Holman? I was like, absolutely not. Well, look at what Long Island did yesterday against North Carolina. Their Friday night guy. They were up 3 runs in the 9th inning with a chance to win it. They were 3 outs away. So no, like you do what you got to do. Trey, Matt, tell me why LSU will win today. I think LSU's got an advantage on the mound with Luke Holman and a little bit more veteran team. Obviously, a lot of guys on this team that were in Omaha last year. I don't think the moment's too big for LSU at this point. They're playing with a lot of confidence. So I really feel like the pressure's on North Carolina. They escaped one last night, but so did LSU. So good teams find a way to win. But I do think LSU's got the pitching advantage today with Luke Holman. Grant, morning, Matt. What are the key factors for LSU pull out a win today? You need Luke Holman to go deep in the ball game, and you have to have patient at bats. The starter, Shea Sprague, is a lefty for North Carolina who doesn't walk a lot of guys, but doesn't strike out a lot either. So he's going to throw the ball over the plate. When he does, you just can't miss it. Ryan, Tennessee ballpark might be the most. Tennessee plays in a bitty ballpark. So does Georgia. Georgia is like 310 to right field. It's a joke. A pop-up to right as a homer. Gunner, good morning. Wedding today. Missed the game yesterday because of rehearsal. All good, man. Hopefully they pull out a win, and y'all are celebrating a win tonight at the reception, man. Hope you and your bride have a beautiful day, man. Good luck to you both. Hope it's awesome. And I'd say take time to enjoy it, but mostly I would very few people remember things about their wedding day, reception, all because it goes so fast. But it's true. I got good advice years ago. It's okay to miss a wedding. It's never okay to miss a funeral. And the point was, on a wedding day, nobody really even remembers who's there. Like the bride and groom, but on a funeral, you always remember who comes and who's there for you in your low moments. But all that to say, Gunner, like, don't even worry about being a good host. Just go enjoy the day with your bride. Like, that's what matters most. Cortland, Van Horn moved the fences in at bombs so his team could hit more home runs. Grant, morning, Matt. What are the key? Sorry, did that one. Milam is a dog. Danny, different field size. Go back to when fields were built in cities, had challenges to fit them in. Ryan, Tennessee ballpark might be the most egregious when it comes to mentions. Yep, Tennessee and Georgia. Coors Field, artificial ERA inflation actually has less to do with ball flight due to the huge outfield. It comes from pitchers having less break in the thin air. No, I know. It wasn't about the dimensions. It's just to say that statistical variations come in many different forms. And when you can eliminate those variables, the more you can eliminate those variables, the better. That's why I think there should be standard dimensions in the outfield at baseball parks. Let's see. 0-0 World. Bradley and Graphia. Just asking, are you a North Carolina fan today with the game day ready Blues on? LOL, just picking with you. No, this is Brock. This is a Brock shirt. I don't know if you could see it on the back. This was Brock had their game day ready event a couple weeks back. But yes, I guess that is Carolina blue. But it's a Brock shirt, not a Carolina blue shirt. Seth Rushing, when did y'all build a studio for the shows, and what was it like before y'all had it? So we opened up our video studio in 2017. Before that, we were in a closet. If you go look at Facebook, if you have Facebook, just go search like Matt Moscona AFR, and you'll see some old videos populate when I used to do Facebook Live, and you'll see our tiny little studio that we were in before. Cortland, West Virginia has a series win at OU. They're capable. Vaughn, after almost 2 hours walking with a boxer with his gloves on. After almost 2 hours walking a boxer with his gloves on, passes by me on Burbank. God, punctuation matters, y'all. I get it. We're doing streams here. After 2 hours of what he's saying is Vaughn had been walking for 2 hours. Then a boxer with gloves on passes by me on Burbank, stops and throws a flurry of punches. Who is he? I taught martial arts for 2 years in the 80s. I have no idea. Why would I know what boxer is while he's walking down Burbank throwing punches at you? Chad, prediction on any other baseball games today? I candidly haven't even spent a ton of time looking at the brackets. Okay. Matt just finished 4 miles in long work, coffee in the mug, bacon going in the oven. Don't judge. No judgment at all, Matt. You do you, brother. Enjoy the day. Ice to reduce swelling, heat to soothe pain, loosen fluids. Okay. I think I need to do the warm compress. That sounds like what I need to do. Ryan, Matt, I'd like to buy a bottle of bourbon as a gift. Looking for recommendations, $50 to $100. Four Roses single barrel, Old Elk straight bourbon whiskey. I'm just thinking things that you could find anywhere, right? Things you could find on the shelf anywhere. I mean, I have great, none of the Wellers are retail over $100. None of these are over $100, but you're just not going to find them anywhere. So just things you could find anywhere. Yeah. Four Roses single barrel should run you about $55. The Old Elk straight bourbon whiskey, you should be able to find that for that $55, $60 range. If you want to buy a rye, Whistle Pig, the 10-year Whistle Pig is very popular. That's probably going to run you about $75, $80. But that's a rye. Now, I love rye whiskey, but not everybody does. Those are some good recs. All right. Deborah, good morning. Darren, morning. How do you feel about Jones being the better home runner over Tommy White? Most of it is because Tommy White had like 2 home runs at the start of SEC play. Now, he has been absolutely unconscious throughout the remainder of the year. So White has 24 homers. Jones has 27. But remember, White was at 2 homers like 6 weeks or a month into the season. So he got a slow start, but has had a torrid pace. Jones has been a little more consistent throughout the year. Make defense great again, Matt. What is the rule for an ambidextrous pitcher? Does he have to pitch the whole inning from one side? He just got to declare before each batter. Good question. But Drangelo Sanger has really not pitched ambi this year. And if you actually care to go back and watch before LSU played Mississippi State, I told you that because I had a baseball scout buddy tell me Sanger really hasn't been pitching ambi this year, which he hasn't. He's more stuck to the right side. James Allen, did Wake Forest pitch off? Why do they save Chase Burns for today? Well, they were in a 2-3 matchup. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Burns had been going Hey, Drew. Look at me. What are you looking at? Let's see. Some of these websites are just so poorly designed. They're just not user friendly. Like for someone who does this all day and searches different websites and box scores and stats, it's like some of them are just so not user friendly. Anyway. Oh, that's right. It's Josh Hartle. Burns and Hartle are their two dudes. LSU beat Hartle in Omaha last year. Oh no, Hartle was the game they lost to Wake. Oh wait, no, was Hartle. Hartle was the set. Did Hartle start? Beat Tennessee, then came back and beat Wake twice. Maybe Hartle was the first game, and then we saw the Skeens Louder game. I think Hartle was the first game. Or did Hartle pitch the game that they beat LSU? LSU faced Hartle last. Anyway, it really doesn't matter. Anyway, so the point is they've got Burns and Hartle. They've got two dudes. I do want to see this now. I'm curious. I can't remember which one he pitched against LSU. Okay, he pitched the game where they beat LSU. That's what it was. 6 innings, 2 runs and 4 hits, struck out 9. Yeah. He pitched the game they won. Anyway. So anyway, but yeah, but they lost 1-0. So, I mean, I don't know that pitching Chase Burns yesterday would have done you any better. But they threw like a bullpen day. They threw David Falco, William Ray, Josh Gunther, Zach Johnson, Cole Ronald. They went a bullpen day and only allowed 1 run and still lost the game 1-0. Team's got an ace, bro. There is a lawnmower out there. All right, couple more here. Tiger Diver, what's up? Mason Hammond, UFC predictions. I hate to say it, man. It's hard to go against Makachev, but I'm pulling hard for Poirier tonight. What's his name? Drew. I love you. Okay. LP from Cutoff in the house. All right. Do the bats come alive today? Sure. Let's go with it. Law of averages, right? Guy Brooks, good morning. All right. Bullet's a $25, $30. That's fine. Bullet's a fine bourbon, but if you're looking at $50 to $100 range, you're not gonna go Bullet. Bullet's good. I like Bullet Rye. I'll make old fashioned with Bullet Rye or Sazerac Rye. Is Jump better than Holman? Just because you've got 96 from the left side, which is rare to find. He's got that weapon. It's different. Yeah. Mr. Walking Man, the 1-0 game for Wake. Can't wait. Well, bingo. Exactly. Darren, do you think the home run Jones hit yesterday by the home base umpire was a joke? Because Jones wanted to fire up his team. I think it was less him trying to fire up the team. It was that he didn't run out the box. You can see the umpire say twice, go, because Jones just stood in the box, held the bat, and looked at it. And the umpire came and was like, go. I think that was the problem. And then once he started running, he looked back and at the dugout. Manny, good morning. Let's do this. Go Tigers. Maybe playing to host a super. Yep. Last one, Chance. How do you handle your 104.5 personalities who also do national shows? What do you mean? What do you mean? How do I handle them? I mean, my vantage point has always been everything you do that grows your sphere helps grow ours. I mean, it's no different with me doing morning scone or nightcap or any of the other things that I do. When I did Locked on LSU, anything that grows. So like T-Bob doing snaps and Hester doing Sirius XM, like absolutely go do those things. It's like, Cole Kubelik does mornings on Jocks FM. He's also on the SEC network. Awesome. Because then as Jocks can look and say, we got Cole Kubelik from the SEC network on our morning show on Jocks FM. So yeah, I mean, I think that's awesome. I mean, you want that. You want everyone to keep growing in their personality, their sphere of influence. All right, Janet, a little Basil Hayden. There you go. Wilk, Eric, fact that a coin flip decided we are away team remains dumbest rule in baseball. Yeah, I agree. I mean, North Carolina's a home team. They're at their field. It's their regional. They're the higher seed. They should be the home team. Randall, I know, and they are. North Carolina won the coin toss, and I don't really care, but yes. Why are umpires so sensitive? I don't know. They're umps. They're all bad at their job. Just like Texas crying anytime team does horns down. All right, y'all. I think we're done. Thanks so much for watching. Y'all have an awesome day. Smash the like button on YouTube. Subscribe up to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Always shout out to Brock and Parrish. If you need an orthopedist, it's Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. You need a roof, give us a shout at parrishbuilt.com. Hey, y'all, LSU plays at 4, UFC 302, our watch party going on tonight at the sportsbook at L'Auberge. So we'll look forward to seeing y'all there. Come on out if you want to watch Poirier Makhachev. We'll be there starting at 7 o'clock for the ESPN prelims, but come whenever. All right, y'all have an awesome day. Go Tigers. Peace.